Let me tell you something that happened a few years ago. Something I still think about when the room gets too quiet at night. It started like any normal night out. My friends and I went to this popular club in town. The kind of place that's always packed on weekends. Music loud enough to feel it in your chest. Lights everywhere. People dancing, laughing, buying rounds. The energy was good. Everyone was having the kind of fun where you forget what day it is. I was relaxed. Happy even. And then everything changed. Somewhere around midnight, I turned to look across the room, not for any reason, just the way your eyes wander when you're in a crowded place. That's when I saw him. He was standing near the bar. I didn't move. I didn't blink. I just stopped. Because the person standing near that bar was my friend. My friend who had died. My friend we had buried. My friend whose family I had sat with and cried with. That friend. He was standing right there. I told myself what any sane person would tell themselves. It's just someone who looks like him. That's all. Relax. So I looked harder. Trying to find the difference. Trying to find the thing that would make this make sense. But the more I stared, the worse it got. It was his face. Not just similar his face. The same nose. The same jaw. The same way his head sat on his shoulders. And the clothes, he was wearing the kind of outfit my friend always wore. The exact style, the exact fit. Even the way he was standing, one hand lightly resting on the bar, which shifted to one side, that was his posture. I had seen that posture 100 times when he was alive. And then he turned. And he looked directly at me. Not around me. Not past me. At me. His face had no expression. No smile. No confusion. No, hey, long time no see. Nothing. Just a flat, empty stare pointed right at where I was standing. That's when I felt it, a cold that had nothing to do with air conditioning. It moved through my whole body in 1 second. Like something reached inside me and turned the temperature down. My heart started slamming in my chest. I looked away because I didn't know what else to do. I looked down at my drink, told myself to breathe. It was maybe 2 seconds. Maybe less. When I looked back up, he was gone. I mean gone, not walked away, not moved to another spot. Just gone. In less than 2 seconds, in a room full of people with nowhere to disappear to, gone. I grabbed the friend closest to me. Did you see that guy by the bar? Just now. She looked at me like I was acting strange. What guy? He was just standing there, right there. Did you not see him? Nobody saw anything. I asked 3 different people. They all looked at me with that same confused expression. One of them laughed and said I'd had too much to drink. I hadn't had that much. I knew what I saw. I was shaking. Not trembling a little, actually shaking. My hands were unsteady and I could feel my own heartbeat in my throat. I needed air. I pushed through the crowd and walked straight to the exit. The music faded behind me as I stepped outside. The night air hit me, but it didn't help much. I leaned against the wall and just tried to breathe. That's when the bouncer looked at me. He was a big guy. The kind of man who looks like nothing scares him. He'd probably broken up 100 fights and never flinched. But the way he looked at me in that moment was different. He studied my face for a second, then he said it quietly, almost carefully, like he already knew the answer. You saw him too, didn't you? I stared at him. I didn't say yes. I didn't say no. I couldn't say anything. My mouth just stayed shut because my brain was trying to process the fact that he already knew. I hadn't said a single word about what I saw inside. I had just walked out. And this man looked at my face and already knew. He leaned a little closer and lowered his voice. He told me that the figure I saw, that man near the bar, came in almost every night. Always around the same time. Never before midnight. Always gone before you could track him properly. He said the figure never orders a drink. Never asks for anything. Doesn't talk to anyone. But here's the part that made my stomach drop. People leave that bar with drinks they don't remember buying. He said it happens regularly. Someone would come up to the bar staff and say something like asterisk, that guy over there bought me a drink, and they'd point in a direction. But when staff go to look, either the person is gone or everyone nearby says they didn't see anyone. And the person who got the drink can't explain how it ended up in their hand. The bouncer said he started noticing it months before that night. He said whenever they tried to watch the figure properly, get a good look, track his movement, something always felt wrong. Like your eyes didn't want to stay on him. Like your brain kept sliding off the image. He said he told one of the managers. The manager told him to stop talking about it. Nobody wanted to say it out loud. But we were both standing outside that night, and we both knew what we were talking about without fully saying it. I left shortly after. I said goodbye to my friends, made up an excuse, and went home. I didn't sleep well that night. I keep thinking about the drinks. About the people in that bar who went home not knowing something had been handed to them in the dark, by something that had no business being there. They probably laughed about a stranger's generosity. They probably didn't think twice. And I think about the bouncer. A man whose whole job was to stand at the door every night, watching everyone who came in and went out. He had seen this thing work in enough times that it no longer surprised him. He had just accepted it as part of the night shift. That is somehow the most terrifying part to me. I've been to loud, crowded places many times since then. And sometimes not always, but sometimes I find myself scanning the room the way I did that night. Looking near the bar. Looking for someone who isn't moving the way everyone else is moving. Someone who is just standing still. Watching. Here's the question I can't stop thinking about. Have you ever had any experience? Share it with someone who says they don't believe in ghosts. And the next time you're out and a stranger offers you a drink, look at them. Really look. Make sure they are still there when you turn back around.